Hi, this is Crystal Marshall from MarshallStudioPhotography.com. So today we're talking about Instagram and how you can use your Instagram to not just take bathroom selfies, okay? We're talking about using Instagram to create a clientele of people that love your work, love your style, interact with you, and you build a following, and eventually book clients. So let's talk about that right now. So basically, I wrote a blog post about this. And I just wanted to kind of visually show you with a video what I'm talking about. Okay, so how to use Instagram to promote your business. Now, a lot of photographers love Instagram because it is so streamlined. It's so just picture based, where Facebook you can do links, you can do videos, it's kind of all over the place, and I love Facebook for that reason, and I dislike Instagram for that reason because you don't have the ability to give links and everything, but it's basically a photo catalog of your work, of your life, and how I use it for my business to promote me, but also gain a following. Okay, so Instagram is really helpful for me in my business because with Facebook, like I said, I can do blog posts, I can do videos, I can do behind the scenes. So there's a lot of things going on my Facebook, but on Instagram, it's just a quick visual image of things that I love to do, my family, some recent shoots. A lot of photographers disagree and they think that Instagram should only be professional only, but I think that it should be an important part of your normal day life, what you do, your family, things you have going on. So it's a little bit of a mix of both. I feel like the more personal things that you put out there, the more you connect with real people that want to also connect with a real person. Because as soon as I started blogging, as soon as I started talking about my family, what we do, personal things, I started getting a more realistic clientele that were genuine, that loved my work, but loved me as a person and wanted to work with me as a person and not just necessarily, having to hire me as a professional. I don't know if that makes sense, but gaining a family member. I know one time I had one lady say, "Oh my gosh, you feel like a part of my family already." And I only worked with her like twice, over the course of many years. I did a bridal shoot for her and I did her engagement photos. I mean, that was pretty much it. But yet she said she already feels like I'm a part of her family just because of how I post personally, how I do a lot of connection on social media. So, okay, so let's get back to Instagram. Okay, so Instagram, how to use Instagram to promote you and to promote your brand and your business. Okay, so I've been on Instagram for a long time, probably for about 5 years. I only had about 100 or 200 followers. I wasn't using it properly. I wasn't using it to its extent. I wasn't using hashtags. I wasn't getting a following. It was just more like, oh, just me hanging out with my kids, just me, going to a fair, and if I didn't have my camera, that's what I used was my phone camera. So, but then I didn't get a lot of engagement. Okay, so this is how I use Instagram. Because I know how Instagram works, I post every day, try to do it at the same time, and I try to do a photo with a small caption. I try to make it under 86 characters, very important, because once you get past 86 characters, then it'll say read more, and most people don't want to click read more, okay? So I try to make the caption like, having a great day at the splash park, which is what this caption was. Now, I used to just post like once in a blue moon, if I was going to a place and it was just like me and the kids, but I wouldn't use hashtags and I wouldn't be really intentional about what kind of people I want to come to my page, okay? So the kind of people that I want to come to my page, I want them to be, I have an ideal client that I'm thinking about. Moms, ones with kids, ones that like to do crazy, adventurous, fun stuff. Homeschoolers, so possibly a homeschool family. Possibly people that like to travel. Possibly people that are playful and fun and like to be natural and like to have, um, you know, natural soaps and eating healthy and all that, because that's the kind of person that I project on social media. Okay, so here, post interesting content that is meaningful to me. So here we have a grid of a recent Instagram grid that I had a while back. So it has a couple of photos of, well, this is my family, but this was also a shoot that I did for my family. So I have a couple of the family. Each photo I had a certain caption like walking around hashtag Old Town Alexandria in a beautiful day, or enjoying family time together, or something like that. And then underneath of the family shoot, I had some flowers and some event photos from my grandma's 80th birthday. So it was a little bit of professional photos mixed in with some personal. Now, people always ask this question: how do you get professional photos on Instagram when there's no way to upload them? Okay, so this is what I do. There's a lot of ways to do it, but I upload my photos to Facebook first, possibly through my personal account or my business account, just depends. And then I save them to my phone by clicking Save Image. Then from that venue, I just go to Instagram and then upload them from my phone. I've also heard of people emailing them to themselves, or some people have certain apps direct through Vosco or Lightroom or various other editing software. So that's how I do it. Do you mix iPhone photos with professional photos? Great question. I do a little bit of both, but I try to only stick with my professional because I really want people to see my work and make it be like a visual grid of my portfolio. But then I've had a lot of people say, oh, I really like the iPhone. I really like, Instagram is made for iPhone, so it should stay iPhone. So it really depends on what you want. I love having people see another venue of my work, okay? I try to inspire people to take photos through my photography. I do a lot of how-to blog posts. I do a lot of sessions and interaction with people, so I'm very personal. Okay, so how do we use hashtags to get the followers? So what I do is I'd make an initial caption here, Splash Park Fun. Okay, then I could probably use a couple more hashtags or whatever, or I could probably not do any hashtags in the first line. Like if I was doing, celebrating at, with the @ sign, Old Town Alexandria with my family, so I could do something like that. And then here's my hashtag cloud, okay? So you can do up to 30 hashtags on Instagram. And I just chose stuff that I am doing. It can be anything that you're interested in. There's no right or wrong hashtags. I like to have hashtags that relate to me, okay? So I have a hashtag just for my martial arts studio photography. I have a hashtag just for martial arts studio so that people can click on it and see what it is. Okay, so pause. What is a hashtag? A hashtag is a way for people to find you. It's a way to sort photos, okay? So if you were, for example, you were doing a wedding and you were at Alex and Jenna's wedding, and let's say their hashtag was Alex and Jenna 2016. And you would hashtag all the photos from the wedding, Alex and Jenna 2016. So Alex and Jenna later on could click on their hashtag and see all the photos that everybody from the wedding had uploaded to that. So it's a really quick one button, how to find you, those that are interested. So it's just like a sorting. It's a way of collecting information in a very quick way, okay? So I have lifestyle photography, I have natural light, I have the camera I use, creativity, I have locations, Chesapeake photographer, Virginia Beach, Alexandria. I try to have them a little bit spread out so they're not like super crunched. I try to have them in a separate line, but I don't know why it didn't show up on my Instagram feed, but I tried to have that. Okay, so how do you make that? Is that like really difficult to make every time? Yes, but I don't make it every time for every individual photo. What I do is I go to my documents on my phone, I typed it up in my little note section, and then I just copy and paste it right into Instagram every time that I post. So I don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. I don't have to tag anything, whatever. Hashtags are important to drive people to you. I never know how important it was until I went to Busch Gardens and Water Country, and I hashtagged my photos, having a great day at hashtag Water Country USA, and then I did a location where I was. Oh my goodness, it was like 25 likes the first 30 minutes, 7 new followers. It was like boom. you're going to see a lot of followers, okay? I try to do more and more hashtags that are related to me. How do I get followers? I follow people that follow me. That is an awesome way to do it. I do a lot of commenting. I do a lot of liking other people's work. So when you're liking things and you're posting interesting content all the time, people expect you. People want to subscribe to you. So it's just once you do A, B will happen. That's how you get a lot of followers. Yes, you can cheat and buy all these followers, but then they're not genuine clients that you would want to have. They're not people that believe in the same things you do. So I don't really like to do that. I feel like that's kind of cheating. Okay, so interact with others. Now, the whole point of social media is to interact. So if you're not interacting, you are doing it wrong. Okay, so if you are just using Facebook or Twitter or Instagram and thinking people are going to come to you when you're not posting interesting content, when you're not posting stuff about yourself, then you have it all wrong. Social media is about being social. Okay, so I've had so many people say, oh, I don't want to pay for a website. I just want to get a Facebook and it's like a free website. And then I don't understand why nobody likes me and nobody is hiring me. And, well, do you make your stuff interactive? Do you post interesting content? Do you interact with other people? Do you comment on things? Do you want people to tag you in stuff? Do you, no? Okay, well, then you're not going to get a lot of interaction, okay? So, very important. Here's an example of I hashtagged a church that I went to, and I took some photos for them, and I did their handle. Okay, so I hashtagged with the @ sign, which is called the handle. Somebody's handle, if you hear, what's your Twitter handle or Instagram handle, it's what your username is. Okay, so I tagged this church I went to, and I said, having a great time in worship, and then I did all these hashtags like, church, God, religion, worship, praising Him, Jesus, whatever. So I did all these hashtags, and it got a lot of views. And this church said they loved the photo so much that they wanted me to email them to them. So that's really cool that they might use them for their marketing and stuff. So that was within maybe a day of me posting them. They found them from the using their handle and do all the tags, and they found them, and a lot of people liked them and were interested. So that is definitely a plus for using hashtags and using people and interacting online. People will interact with you, and then you'll get your work out. And then they have about 5,000 people that go to that church. I emailed the pastor and the secretary, so they see my work, and they'll be like, "Oh, look, a photographer." So you never know where it might be. On Twitter, I also hashtag things. Like I went to a shoot and I got lost, and so on Twitter I went and did the handle of the park I went to, and I said, look, it was really hard to find your beautiful park, so could you next time put better directions on Google? And they, within a day, on Twitter, they got back to me and said, thank you so much for your feedback. We will make a change on our website. So, hey, that's the proper use of social media, getting the word out there, trying to interact. Try not to post too late. I'm super guilty of this because I have kids, and so by the time I even get to my computer, it's like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, which is what time it is now. And so now everybody's sleeping, and this is kind of my time to work. But the problem with that is nobody's awake on your Instagram feed if you want people from your time zone to be looking through your photos. So a lot of times, because I post so late, I have people from different time zones, like international people that like my stuff, which is fabulous. But then they're not kind of in my range to shoot or to interact with. So that's kind of a negative thing. Okay, so let's talk about, you only get one link on Instagram as opposed to Facebook where you can put all your information and everything. You only get one link. So my link, I used to have my website. So people would click on it and see on my website and all this. Well, the problem with that is my website is just a website. It's just my portfolio, and it has my blog and everything, but I really wanted people to be interactive, and I really wanted a lot more likes on Facebook as well. So I decided my one link would be my Facebook page, and it would say, like us for more, and then they click on it, and it would be, maybe what new blog post would be there or what new family shoot. And so that way when a blog does post, it can be, oh, go to the link in profile and you'll be able to see this blog post about this or this how-to video. So that's how I've made it to be that way. That way every time I post a blog, I can say go to the link in my profile, and then I get likes on my Facebook page. So it's kind of a win-win for both. So that's what I talked about here. Use your link to be an interactive page. Now, should you use your Instagram profile for business purposes? Now you can switch it over as a business page. I personally like that for me because I can see what people are liking, what people are sharing, how many impressions I have per week, and I'll show you that in a second. So this would be an example of a screenshot of your insights page, how many impressions people are having per week, what are the top posts this week, what are people looking at, what time of the day, and see right here, 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., everybody's sleeping, okay? You're going to get the most engagement between 12 and 6 p.m. So if you're going, and the most at 12, when people go to lunch, they go on their phone and they check all their, social media and stuff. So if you're going to post something really, really fabulous, you're probably going to get the most interaction at about noon. And for me, what I have seen for me is that's kind of across the board on all of my social media platforms is most people are on between the hours of 12 to 3. Though I do have a lot of teachers and stay-at-home moms that are on my Facebook page, and so a lot of times they're up early between 6 and 8 a.m. or they do it between 8 to 9 p.m. But I would say overall 12 to 3 is kind of the range of when you should post. So in wrap up, Instagram is a great place to interact, to meet people, to have people come to you, to have them see your portfolio in a really, really condensed version in a grid form. Instagram can also be really hindering in the sense of you can't put links, you can't put a lot of, lengthy video or a lot of other content that you might want to put on there. So how you should do Instagram is post a little bit every day. Try to post at the same time every day. Try to make it something that reflects you, reflects your brand, reflects what you want the type of followers to come to you. If you want to do a lot of bathroom selfies and that kind of thing, that you're going to attract a lot of people that like bathroom selfies. Okay, but if you are putting content about the food you like to eat, the latest restaurant you just visited, maybe your dog, what kind of shoes you're wearing, then you're going to attract the people that like dogs, that like shoes, that like that restaurant, that like coffee. So it's whatever you post, people will follow you interested in what you're doing. Also with Instagram, try to make it interactive. Try to make hashtags relate to you so people can find you. Tag locations. Be social on it. So all of those things, if you are doing all of those things, I promise you, you will see more followers come to you. You will see genuine people that love your work, love you, want to get to know you as a person. If you're just kind of posting the bathroom selfie and not using, any interesting content, you're just sporadic, you're not going to get the followers and the interaction that you want. And that's kind of across the board with all social media. If you're not being social, if you're not a little social butterfly, nobody's going to want to flutter to you and hang out. So that's just my quick tips how to use Instagram, social media. Again, this is Crystal Marshall from MarshallIntuitivePhotography.com, and keep shooting. Thank you so much.